Welcome to the Wisconsin River, just outside of Merrill, Wisconsin, at Council Grounds State Park. I'm going to give you this right up front. Try to give me a comment right now if you can name the other state park that is on the Wisconsin River. I've done a review of it. It's very small. At the end of the video, I'll tell you what it is. But comment down below now. Now at the moment, I know very little else about this state park other than it is right outside of Merrill. I mean, you come out of town and past their own ball fields and you are at the state park. But then you go from industrial, cleared farmland, city, right into these deep, thick, dark woods, and get all the way through and you get yourself to the river. So I'm going to explore the river right now before I get to my campsite and it's too dark to do anything. Well, first thing I have learned about this park and the Wisconsin River is I'm on the Wisconsin River, that's downstream. There's a hydro plant right in the middle of the park. That's Alexander Hydroelectric Dam. On the other side is Alexander Lake, where I started the video. And I am now standing in the canoe portage. So you take out other side of the dam, walk it down the street, bring it down here to put in. There is one primary reason I started doing these videos was so you could see the campsites and have a good idea of what they're like. Well, I picked a site that was right off the trail. Just behind me is the Nature Pines Trail. But my site, I had to go all the way back there to find a spot that was somewhat flat because the entire drive here is slope. And it looks like all the other sites are nice and flat. Whoops. I misread my site number. It's not 22, it's 23 over here. Much smaller site. Still not a lot of room that's level. But still right off a different trail. So I'm going to head back down to the river. I made my initial drive around the loop around the park. There's one little area I haven't gotten to yet, and that is right up by the front park entrance, closest to town. I think there might be a day use area there. But for the most part, this is the road that follows along the river, going from the boat ramp all the way back to the park offices. It's fairly long. But you'll notice this is about as much parking area as there is. This is not really set up for day use. This is really set more for use by those camping. Can you see me? Let me get down these stairs. So I'm a short walk, very short walk from my campsite down here to the river. And this is about as much river access as I've seen, is down these stairs and this tiny little beach thing, and I'm just downstream of the hydro dam. Good morning now from Council Grounds State Park. I'm gonna check out Nature Pines Trail. See if there's anything interesting out here in the deep woods. Good news is I think I see some clear skies. I haven't seen that in a while. So this trail meanders in the woods just past the campground. My van is right there. It's nice thick woods, king size tree. That'd be white pine, it tells me. So it's an interpretive trail. It meanders out, and then apparently there's a path that comes straight back to the campground. So you got your choice. It is a loop trail. Get the kids out, exploring nature, and a lot of people are playing around with bushcraft. There's a little attempted shelter over there. Well, these old trees still rule these woods. Got a few other leafy types, but there is a lot of youngins that have not survived. Hey, look, sunshine. You haven't seen that in a couple of my videos. End of the trail. Come out in this day use section here. How did I miss this last night? I don't know. Let's go take a look at what's down here. Well, I obviously lied to you earlier. Wow, this is actually paved, but it's totally moss covered. Big parking lot, playground, shelter, coming down to the lake, and a nice beautiful beach. I totally blitzed out on when I passed this last night. The dam's right there. So I was around the corner when I did my intro, because there's a little island that I was looking in my background then. So I kind of explored around that point, but I missed this completely. Got a beach, fairly calm water just before the dam. And there's a pet area over that way. And over here on the side is a pet picnic area, but I don't see a pet beach. I'll wander down here and see what I see. Well, there's a bench there, probably some light water access there. Yeah, the bigger dogs can play here with no problem. Over how deep is that? It gets deep pretty quick. It's not a sandy beach. Swimming dogs could play here. It looks like the water dropped off pretty quick here. So for anglers, there's a few of these little spots like this that you can fish out of if you can maneuver around the trees. So I'm definitely going to retract what I said last night about this place being pretty much only set up with enough access for the campers. There is plenty of day use space here. This is actually kind of pretty along the river. Can't really see anything from the benches. Maybe more in the fall. Over in the fall, I bet that shoreline across the way really glows. There's a lot of diversity over there of trees, and I can start to see a little color starting to pop now. There are quite a few little quiet picnic areas along the water here, along the lake. So they've really set up the recreation along the lake access. That's a pretty view. Not so much on the river, flowing river access. That they just put in a road. somewhere there's a shooting range, probably in town. And when you're out here driving, please note the one-ways. I came in that way last night and I came across 3 cars going the wrong way. So this is how I missed the beach. I came up the road from the boat ramp and it loops me back around and down. There's a separate road that gets you to the beach. Okay, I'm going to do quick timing from I'm in the backside of the parking lot to the beach. How long to the campground? There is a side trail off of this main one heading back to the campground for more wooded exploring. The feeling nobody walks these trails from the parks. Otherwise they'd know they need to trim those out. Well, I'm approaching the campground already. So from the campground, at least the far end of the campground, to the beach is under 10 minutes. It may take you another 10 minutes to get to the other end of the campground. All right, speaking of campground, let's do a campground tour. We are starting today from the back corner. I am in 23, leaving that. I'll tell you right now, 22, avoid it. It's very high hill. 24 is on my right, fairly flat in the woods. 25 on my left had the travel trailer. 26 is a big old fifth wheel. 27 slopes down, nice little tent site down there. 28 on my right, 29 on my left. Now, do these have power? Oh, yeah. On my left has power, on my right does not. 30 on my right, 31 on my right. Nice little pair that pretty much shared together. 32 on my left. The morning after the rain, squeaky brakes. 33 on my right slopes down to the pad. 34 on my left slopes up a little. You can see the slope to the flat spot-ish up top over there on 36 on my left. 35 on my right goes down. Again, on the right, non-electric, on the left, electric. What I did notice is this stretch, there's less bathrooms. 37 on the left, 38 on the right. The low number stretch has more bathrooms. 39 on the right, 40 on the left. Yeah, these are clear enough you can see the sights. 41 on the left, 42 on the right, 43 on the right. The little Bronco there. 45 on my right, the blue tent. 44 on my left with a big travel trailer. Why is everybody staring at me? It's my band squeaky. It's the squeak. Now, I just passed the first shower building, so if you're coming on this stretch, that's the only bathroom. 47 on my right, 46 on the left. There are a lot of motorcycles here. 49 on the right, 48 on the left. There must be a gathering or something locally, because there are a lot of motorcycles at the campground this weekend. 50 on the left, another motorcycle. 51 on the right. 52 with the little scamp on the right. And that is the end of the loop. Now we're going to circle back around and go back to my site again. Okay, set 1 on my left is the first one you hit, and we'll get any headlights that come in. 2 on my right. Site 1 was on the left. Site 4 on my right, fairly deep. Site 3 on my left. So overflow parking is really parking for the showers. And like I said, if you were on the other side, that's the only bathroom you hit. Camp host is at 5E. 6 on my right, it's kind of tucked back in there behind the brush. 7 on my left. 8 on my right. Okay, I do not see power on my left right now. So all of these are without power. 9 on my left, 10 on my right. 11 on my right, 12 on my left. Yep, still no power through here. And we have a pit toilet here. 13 on my left. So this section, I've already hit another bathroom. Maybe it's because they expect these are all tenters. The other side, you got an RV, you got a toilet. 14 on my right, 15 on my left is electric. And that's right next to another bathroom. 13 on my right, and that would be not a pit toilet and not showers, it's just a bathroom. 17 on my right, more motorcycles. 18 on my left with a big fifth wheel there and motorcycles. 19 on my right, a couple more motorcycles. 20 on my left. 21 on my left. 22 on my right is the big slopey one up the hill. And then there is the trail straight ahead of me that takes you to the beach. And that is the campground tour. And there is 23 where I spent the night. Now there's another section of the park I'm going to go explore now. Well, I'm going to end this video here down by the shelter house along the Wisconsin River. Apparently, where the geese hang out. They got a lot to say. Speaking of which, did you figure out what the other Wisconsin state park that is on the Wisconsin River is? It's Tower Hill State Park down by Spring Green, just across the river from Spring Green, which is very near Governor Dodge State Park, which is bigger. Tower Hill has like 5 sites, or no, maybe 10 sites. 5 of them are right on the river. They're kind of not on the river. It's kind of a little side channel of the river. So anyway, lots of woods here. Decent river access, more lake access than river access here. I got a little access point right here. I can come down. Let's hop over. There, now I'm in the river. I'm not sure what I'm seeing over there. There's a lot of white birds. Maybe I got some pelicans on the move again. I can't really tell from here. But obviously the geese have got something to say today. So, very wooded, very different than what's around here in general. You know, just experience. The campground is sort of in the heart of it. There are a lot of wooded trails. The access to the river along the flowing portion is a little limited. but the lake portion has a great beach. So across the lake or across the river, it's all privately owned. There's actually a major roadway going by here, but in the campground you don't hear any of that. In fact, the campground is kind of closer to the dam, so you may hear the spillage from the dam, a little bit of white noise there. It's a little oasis in the midst of the chaos out here and outside the river. For something that flows through our entire state, or a good chunk of it, practically from Michigan all the way down to the Mississippi, you know, at Prairie du Chien. Oh, you know what else is on the river? Maybe you've already mentioned it. Wyalusing State Park. That's the other one. I kind of forgot about that. I think of it more of on the Mississippi. It's on the end where Mississippi and the Wisconsin River meet. You can't actually access the Wisconsin River from Wyalusing, but you can overlook it. It is way up on the bluff. The boat ramp, I think there's a boat ramp there, goes into the Mississippi, not the Wisconsin. So this is the only one with real good access that I know of. If you know of another one, please comment down below if I've missed something here of state parks on the Wisconsin River. If you know of any county parks or city parks on the river, I'd love to know those too, so I can go visit them. I'm a little short on information on that stuff. I need your help. So thanks for coming along on this journey. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you enjoy these videos, and please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and get on out there. I'll admit when I was wrong. Found another state park on the Wisconsin River, but I didn't even think of it as Wisconsin River because it's such a lake at that point. Buckhorn State Park with camping on the river.